Welcome back. You're with The Pulse. Well, few of us could have foreseen the events that have hit us literally out of left field for 2020. And you're not tired of 2020 yet, are you? So what do the experts predict will happen? What risks do we have to take into account going forward? Gillian le Cordeur is from the Institute for Risk Management. She's their CEO. She joins me now. All right, Gillian, good evening to you. Thanks for your time tonight on The Pulse. What kind of risks do we need to look out for? Obviously, the first one is to try and stop the number of cases going up. But there are other risks associated with the lockdown and the police, etc., that we need to keep an eye on.
Hi, good evening, Stephen. Thank you very much for hosting me this evening. Yes, indeed. We've got some major risks that we need to look out for at the moment. We know that the risk of COVID-19 has materialized, but there are unintended consequences that we really need to keep an eye out for now. A major one is going to be unemployment. Yes, we know that with food scarcity, civil unrest and crime is going to be on the increase. But with regards to unemployment, we don't see that improving, in terms of the social grants and the money that's been contributed by government. It's going to be a short-term plan, but in terms of the long term, we've got a big problem with unemployment, which will increase crime, civil unrest going forward. The other issue that we've raised many times in our IRMSA risk report each year is that of corruption. Are we sure that we know how we're going to work and work the project with regards to this 500 billion rand? It's a mega project. Are we sure that we can manage that? And these are major risks that we need to look at.
We've got risks. Other countries have risks as well. Are there any opportunities lurking in all of this? And I say that because if other countries make mistakes, they can lose crucial markets. All sorts of things can happen. Are there any opportunities here at all?
There are fantastic opportunities. And in fact, we were discussing them today. Just from the companies have had to change very quickly in terms of how they're operating. And for me, in terms of the digitization, it's made companies that weren't ready be ready in terms of moving into the fourth industrial revolution. So you would have seen many organizations that were ready, their teams were able to work virtually, their systems were ready, but many weren't. And so it's almost forced them to be ready at this moment, which I think is fantastic. It's a huge opportunity for the public sector as well, for government. What can they do to ensure that they speed up and make sure that things like IDs, passports, and then numerous things, various departments that can do this very quickly and actively to change the way that we're working. And likewise, if you look at climate change, right now we're not driving around, we're not flying. Look at what's happened to the environment. So we've got to be really sure that we continue with looking at how we handle our business differently and don't risk rushing back into driving and increasing the carbon footprint again. I think the new normal could be a very good reality for all of us.
Okay, so there's obviously a lot going on. What we need to make sure is we take advantage of the opportunities and at the same time avoiding the risks. That means you actually got to keep your eye on two balls at the same time.
Absolutely. I think right now, and that's something that we're saying a lot, is that this may be the new normal today, but next week, we're just going to continue evolving into this new space. So we cannot be complacent. We need to be agile. We need to ensure that we've got extremely good plans in place. The way we're planning is 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. We're looking at the landscape. We're just trying to keep ahead of the game the whole time. So just because you're getting it right today and your organization is getting it right today, don't think it's not going to change within the next week or so.
Gillian le Cordeur, thanks very much indeed. Really do appreciate it. The CEO there of the Institute for Risk Management in South Africa. Well, children are growing, it seems, increasingly anxious as the lockdown continues. Many are missing out on schooling while government tries hard to come up with online learning strategies, but poor communities are being left behind.